Alright, what's good, peeps? Team K here, back for another CD collection video. This time, no big hiatus in between, man. No 3-4 months break in between. I think the last one I put out was like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. I don't know, man. It's been a while since then, also, man. But whatever. This time I did not want to take as much time in between to release another one, so here we are, another video. This time also in the correct aspect ratio, because the last one, for whatever reason, I had it recorded in widescreen. You know what I'm saying? Usually I would shoot these at 16:9, you know what I'm saying? The aspect ratio of regular TVs, you know what I'm saying? So it fills out the screen and everything, but the last video, I recorded it in widescreen, Happens to my dumbass, you know what I'm saying? More than more than enough, you know what I mean? But I did not want to re-record it, I just kept it at that and kept it moving basically, you know what I'm saying? Even though the picture, the aspect ratio is widescreen now in the last video, it kind of broke the monotony, but the content is still real raw and uncut, so fuck that shit, bro. You know what I mean? I'll roll with it. You know what I mean? If by any chance there would be some way to fix the aspect ratio in the future through YouTube Studio, I might do it. But for the time being, I just leave it at that, you know what I mean? And just keep on going. Well, whatever the case may be, man, let's get into the CDs. That's what you tuned in for. So here we got one of the dopest West Coast records. Very, very underrated. 93 Till Infinity by Souls of Mischief. Classic single, bro. Like 93 Till Infinity is one of the hip hop evergreens of all time. Amazing beat, you know what I mean? Dope ass vibes on that one. But the whole album in itself is incredible. You know what I mean? I really love Souls of Mischief. That was also one of the first albums that really marked the beginning of hieroglyphics, This is one of those albums that really kicked it off. And I really love it for that, 93 to Infinity is bonafide classic. I really love that album. Then we go to something completely different, man. Straight out of Florida, String Theory. This is another Hex 1 album. For those who remember, a few parts ago I talked about Epidemic and Hex 1, you know what I'm saying? And this is an album he did with one of my boys from Sweden, BBC Darnay. String Theory. They called themselves String Theory as a duo and called this album self-titled, And this is a really dope album. Love BBZ's production. Hex 1 on the mic always kills it, Still wish that guy would do another album or whatever. It's been way too long since the last time he did an album, you know what I mean? Now, for all of you who probably wondered where this album was when I talked about Tupac, this is not a Tupac solo album, you know what I'm saying? This is a group effort. The group was called Thug Life and the album was called Volume 1. And so I filed it under the T section. But this is a great album right here. Really fantastic stuff, man. This is a dope-ass album. Even though I gotta say, the only standout on this album, of course, is Tupac. All the other members were cool. But the only reason you would listen to this group is because of Tupac, Yeah. Then we got Torae with Daily Conversation. Love Torae, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a very underrated MC. Love his style. Is really hardcore in your face. Love the albums that he did with Marco Polo. Then we got A Tribe Called Quest, People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm. Classic, native tongue stuff. I'm a huge fan of A Tribe Called Quest. This is obviously one of the greatest groups of all time. No doubt about that. No debate about that, man. Love this group, man. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Five Dog. And yeah, got all the hits on it, like Can I Kick It, Bonita Applebum. Shit is amazing. But my favorite trap album is this one, The Low End Theory. Holy moly, bro. This album is absolutely insane, bro. You know what I mean? Such a huge step up from their debut album. You know what I mean? Beats were next level. Lyricism was still the same, but it was really the production on this one that elevated it to another level, man. You know what I mean? It was just incredible stuff. And for a lot of people, this is probably their favorite album by Tribe, Midnight Marauders, with one of the most creative album covers that I've ever seen, because there are three different types, three different versions of the album cover, and every cover would have a different frame, like this colored frame, and every colored frame has a different lineup of rappers in the background, you know. Really cool stuff, man. You know what I mean? This is some dope ass shit. Album itself is also incredible. You know what I mean? There's not a single whack moment on here. Every single song is just blazing, bro. Really good shit. Then we got Beats, Rhymes, and Life. And this is the point where, for a lot of people, A Tribe Called Quest kind of fell off because, you know, Q-Tip would bring in Jay Dilla to produce the beats on here, and they would be the production team, the UMA. Then they got another MC on here called Consequence, you know, which people wondered who the fuck that is. And man, to a lot of people, it was a mess. But in my opinion, this is still a very strong effort, you know, even though you could tell the chemistry between Q-Tip and Fife was not really there anymore, because they had a falling out. They had a beef internally going on, and they just weren't really rocking with each other like that, man, after Midnight Marauders. But still, I really love Beats, Rhymes, and Life. I don't care what anyone says. This is a great record right here. Then we got The Love Movement, aka the album where A Tribe Called Quest was contractually obligated to do it. Yeah, I don't think they wanted to do another album after Beats, Rhymes, and Life, but since they had like a 5-record contract with Jive Records, they had to do another one to get out of the contract. And so they did The Love Movement. Kind of a weird title, you know, considering that Q-Tip and Five Dog were not on good terms at that time, you know. But still, man, I really liked the album. It was nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. It did have some moments on here where I was not really amused, but it was still a solid album, man. You know what I mean? I think retrospectively today, this album is actually pretty good, if you ask me. You know, but back in the days, man, I was not really in love with it like that when I first heard it. And then we got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service, the final Tribe album, which came out in 2016. I think it came out on the same year where their debut album celebrated its 25th anniversary, and that was also, I think, a couple of years after Five Dog passed away. I might be wrong about that, but I think from what I remember, that's what happened. Maybe it came out in 2017. I'm not really sure. Whatever the case may be, man, this is a great final album to end off their discography. Q-Tip definitely did the group justice with this. You know, they got Busta Rhymes back, they got Cherobi back. You know, even some verses from Five Dog were on this. You know, there's some good stuff, man. You know what I mean? Some really good stuff. I really like this album a lot, man. Then we got one album that I think no one really knows. Features one of my favorite rappers of all time, which is Quell. Bro, if you have never heard of Quell, dude, you are doing something wrong with your life, man. This dude is one of the dopest motherfucking lyricists ever. You know what I'm saying? I said it in probably the last or second to last video prior to this, when I showed the Robert Ducky Experiment album. But I'll say it again. This dude, Quell, is one of the most underrated lyricists of all time, bro. And I'll stand by that, man. You know what I'm saying? One of the illest lyricists ever, bro. Seriously. And Typical Cats was the group that he was down with. And this was the first album they released. Great album. Very dope jazzy beats, man. Dope underground stuff. Then we got the UN with UN or You Out. This was the group that Rock Marciano used to be a part of. I think it was also on... Yeah, you can see Rock Marciano right in the middle right there, man. Yeah, man, he was a part of the group. I don't know what happened with the UN, because after that they did not release anything. Only song I knew them from prior to listening to this was from the Peach Tremendo's album, the Nothing Lesser track, which was absolutely bonkers. I love that fucking song, but it's not on here, you know. But this album was really dope. I really like this one a lot, you know, because of Rock Marciano, bro. This dude, even back then, was a force, man. Then we got a group that nobody really knows of. Once again, if you're like really into hip hop, you probably know about Ugly Duckling, you know, but everybody else probably has never heard of them, you know what I mean? But Ugly Duckling is, you know, like a fun rap group, you know, does a lot of like jazzy, funky beats, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an ode or nod to the old school, what they do. And it's really dope. I really like this little EP right here, Fresh Mode. And I also got Journey to Anywhere by Ugly Duckling, which is my favorite album of theirs. This is some dope ass shit. I really like this one. Yeah, man. Some good, fun stuff, man. Then we got here Combo Meal, which is like a 2-disc set. It actually includes Taste the Secret and the Leftovers EP. So it actually comes with a bonus EP right here. Yeah, when I saw this, picked it up right away. Thought it was cool, man, just to get the bonus cuts on here. You know what I mean? Because it had some tracks from like the mid-90s or something on here, man. You know, some stuff that actually predated Fresh Mode. And that made me go, yes, I need to buy that shit. Then we got Ultramagnetic MCs with Critical Beatdown. Of course, you know, Kool Keith being the most known member of the group, you know, but also Sad G on the mic. This is some dope late 80s stuff right here, man. This was, you know, pretty amazing for its time, you know. The way Kool Keith rapped and fucking the production was also quite ahead of its time, actually, you know, because they put a lot of science to it. It's really fucking dope, man. Love that album, definitely. And then we got Ultramagnetic MCs with the 4 Horsemen. The reason why I kind of had to chuckle a little bit is because it says DJ Special Double Vinyl. Obviously, there was no fucking vinyl in there, man. I don't know why they did it. Maybe there was some like mispress or whatever. But I decided to keep this copy just because of the laugh it gives me every once in a while. I mean, even on the back cover it says DJ Special Double Vinyl, bro. What the fuck, bro? Yo, I love that shit, man. But besides that, bro, this album is fucking amazing, man. It's probably my favorite Ultramagnetics album. You know, just rough and raw, gritty, dirty, dusty, man. Like, it has some really insane Godfather Don production on it. You know what I mean? I fucking love that shit. Then we got an album by a group that, once again, if you're into hip hop, you probably know about this. But a lot of people may not know about this. This is what was it called? Urban Thermodynamics, yeah. Or Urban Thermodynamics. It was a group that Mos Def was a part of. And this album is called Manifest Destiny. This one came out or did not come out in 1994, but it was recorded during that time. Something, I don't know, man. But I bought that album, you know, just a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? Been on the lookout for this for quite a while. You know, since then, the album has been reissued by 90s Tapes. You know, they reissued it on vinyl, CD, and tape. And yeah, but since I had the CD, I decided to just keep the CD. I did not want to buy the vinyl anymore. And then the tape as well, you know. I thought that was okay for me, you know. The CD version that I got years ago, I'm cool with that. It's a good album, you know what I'm saying? It's not the most deaf that we come to find out, you know, starting in the late 90s, you know, with Black on Both Sides, but it is good to hear where he kind of started off, you know, as a rapper, in terms of, you know, his discography and stuff, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think this album is even listed in some of most Def's discographies and stuff, you know, when if you look at different websites or whatever. But it's a dope ass album, man. And then we got the First Impression LP by Umang and Kickback. Both really cool dudes, man, especially Umang. Umang is my guy. You know, once again, you know, we're both have a mutual friend, BBC Darnay, you know, who I talked about at the beginning of the video. And, you know, I am friends with Umang too. He's a really dope cat. He actually just released another album after 10 years called Lasting Impressions 2 in collaboration with BBC Darnay. Kickback also dope fucking Canadian producer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him and I, we also have a little bit of a history, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to start making beats and putting them on YouTube. And around the same time, Kickback did the same thing. And, you know, kind of a little bit of a friendship formed from there, man. But we haven't talked to each other in a long ass time, you know what I mean? But that's what happens in life. You just go separate ways, you know what I'm saying? But the love is always there, you know? But this album right here, the First Impression LP by Umang, is absolutely insane, bro. You know what I'm saying? The production all the way from the first track to the last one is off the charts. And then, you know, Umang with his, you know, lyrical mastery is just fucking dope as hell, man. I actually bought the CD also directly from Umang himself. You know what I'm saying? Very happy to have it. Some great stuff. Then we got Viktor Vaughn with Vaudeville Villain. This is one of MF Doom's alter egos, you know, besides King Ghidorah and all these different characters that he played. But Viktor Vaughn, you know, this is one of his most celebrated albums. You know, a lot of people hold this album to a high standard, you know. Me, I was not always like super in love with that album. I definitely prefer other MF Doom albums over this. If I gotta be honest with you guys, I prefer Mad Villainy. I prefer Operation Doomsday, The Mouse and the Mask, and Take Me to Your Leader. But I'd be lying if I said that this album was whack or anything. Nah, bro, hell no. This is a great fucking record. But I just don't really, you know, love it the same way that a lot of other people do, you know. But that's just me, man. Still, classic record if you ask me. I love that album. Then we got the Wascals with Greatest Hits. Now this group, I remember when Moods 616 said that this is kind of like a high school version of the Far Side. And I felt like, man, this is a really good description of the Wascals, man. They're like a younger version of the Far Side, you know what I mean? Definitely has that same feel to it, their music and shit. It's really dope, man. I think this one was also produced by Jay Swift, who also produced the Far Side's first album. So you can kind of see where the similarities come, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the Wascals and the Far Side, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, man, the Wascals, fucking dope, man. Well, this album did not actually come out in the 90s when it was supposed to. I think it was released like way in the late 2000s, you know, where we're talking like 08 something, you know. And yeah, I really fuck with this album, man. This is some dope ass shit right here, man. I really love it. Then we got some German dopeness up in here, man. This is Riverside Pictures by Walking Large. Now, I gotta be honest, man. Like back in the 90s, you know, there were some German acts, like German rappers who used to do English rap, and a lot of them failed miserably. When I remember fucking the Germ making English rap music, bro, I did not fuck with that stuff, man. Like Germ, you know, he had some sort of skills, but when he rapped in English, I was like, nah, bro, that ain't it, man. That ain't it. He's a legend and everything, man, but nah, man. And even also some other dudes, like you guys don't know about them, you know what I'm saying? But there were also two German rappers called D-Flame and Azad, who formed the group Asiatic Warriors. And bro, bro, it was for the better that they switched over to German rap, because that fucking English rap that they did, nah, man, that wasn't it, bro. Hell no. Hell no. But Walking Large, they are the exception, you know what I mean? For me, this is the exception. They were probably one of the few acts in German rap that actually did American language rap the best, you know what I'm saying? Because man, when I first heard them, I wasn't even able to tell that these were some German dudes, bro. I thought they were American, you know what I'm saying? And came to find out way later that they were actually German guys, man. But yeah, man, this has some dope stuff on here, man. Love the song Reaching for My People. That beat on that shit was so cool, man. Then we got Warren G, Regulate, the G-Funk era. Classic stuff, you know. I mean, what can I say about this that hasn't been said already, man? Warren G, you know, he was kind of right there when the G-Funk era started, you know what I mean? And he also helped supply some of the best G-Funk music, you know, with his own, on his own, you know what I'm saying? Because he produced a lot of beats himself and stuff. Yeah, man. Definitely give huge props to Warren G, man. Super underrated producer, if you ask me. Legend, definitely. Then we got West Side Connection with Bow Down. You know, there's Ice Cube, Mac 10, and Dope C. You know, dope album. Really like this one a lot. There's some hardcore shit from the West Coast. Yeah, man, some good stuff. And then we go over to some Wu-Tang, of course. You know me, I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan. I love me some Wu-Tang, bro. And of course I got Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. I mean, come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is 10 out of 10 album right here. One of the greatest rap records of all time. By far. And then we got Wu-Tang Forever. One of the few double disc CDs that came out after Tupac died, you know. And then he dropped All Eyes on Me and stuff. And I gotta say, man, you know, some people say that Wu-Tang Forever is better than Enter the Wu-Tang. I still like Enter the Wu-Tang a little bit better, you know what I mean? But make no mistake, Wu-Tang Forever is still a great follow-up, if you ask me. It's a great album, you know. Even though I think ODB was absent on this one, or he may have been on the W. It's been a while since I've listened to Wu-Tang Forever, to be honest. You know what I mean? But it had some dope cuts on here. Yeah, man, there's some good stuff, man. And then we got W by the Wu-Tang. And this is that album where I can definitely tell there was a huge absence of ODB. And I gotta say, man, for me, this was the last really good Wu-Tang studio album, you know, and I mean like Wu-Tang as a group effort, you know, dropping an album. This was the last good one, you know, because after that, Iron Flag and 8 Diagrams and A Better Tomorrow, bro, all these albums were hugely disappointing, man. I don't know what happened to RZA, bro, but you know, it seemed like whatever he did after this was just so lackluster, man. Like, god damn, bro, what happened to fucking RZA, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because he started shying away from the samples and all that, and he started playing shit on his own, and it just did not work to his favors, man. God damn, bro. Nah, man, I'm not fucking with RZA production of the last 20 years or so, man. It just did not work for me. Well, this was a good album, bro, man. This was a really good album. You know what I mean? Some dope shit on here, like Careful, Click, Click. It's one of my favorite songs on here. I Can't Go to Sleep. Dope ass motherfucking song with that amazing Isaac Hayes sample. I love that one. Protect Your Neck, Jump Off. Man, the last good album from the Wu-Tang, in my opinion. Then we got Exhibit at the Speed of Life. My favorite X to the Z album. I mean, really dope shit. Yeah, this was when Exhibit was more on that boom bap stuff, you know what I'm saying? This was few years before he did that, you know, G-Funk, Dr. Dre type of sound, you know. 40 Days and 40 Nights was another one that I really loved. It's another great album, you know, still once again on that boom bap, kind of East Coast sounding stuff, even though Exhibit is from the West. And then we got the one album where Exhibit transitioned into the mainstream, Restless. But I gotta say, man, this was the perfect mainstream album for Exhibit. This was the one, you know, where, okay, he did not do the boom bap East Coast stuff anymore, but still the album sounded dope as fuck, man. Has so many good beats on here, man. Produced by Dr. Dre and stuff. This one was, it was just the perfect mainstream record for Exhibit, because everything that follows after that, like Man vs. Machine, fucking Weapons of Mass Destruction, and Napalm, and all of these albums, once again, just lackluster as fuck, bro. Like, man, this was some good stuff, man. I like Restless a lot. This is a great album, you know, even though technically I should not like it because I love the two albums that preceded that one a lot more, man. But whatever. And then also I'm gonna do here a little bit of a update. Since I since I started doing the CD collection series, you know, I picked up a few CDs since. So you've seen me talk about this MC Ill Conscious few parts ago, and yeah, in between I picked up his Import Export album that he did with Martini, one of the members from the Norwegian production crew Loopholes, and this is super dope, you know, 7 tracks, but it's quality over quantity on this one, you know what I mean? I fuck with that album heavy. Then we got Godfather Don, the final unreleased project. This is some unreleased stuff, you know, stuff that, you know, Godfather Don recorded over the years, and the shit that was, I think, released on vinyl, on EPs and stuff, you know what I'm saying, but it was then compiled onto this, you know what I'm saying, as a compilation CD. And then we got Trevor J and, you know, once again, Loopholes, the production crew on the beats here. And this is another great album. Really like this. This is some nice jazz hop music right here. So yeah, we're done with the Jewel Case CDs. Now, for those who probably wonder, is there more CDs collection stuff? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because you may or may have not noticed, I've only showed Jewel Case CDs, but I did not show the Digipacks yet. And I have quite a few Digipack CD releases in my collection, man. You know what I mean? And I'll guarantee you the Digipack stuff will probably take longer than this video to record, you know what I mean? So I'll drop it probably by the end of this month, maybe sometime next month. I would definitely not drop it after February, you know what I'm saying? It will be sometime this month or next month where I will drop the next CD collection video, and then I'll have to figure out how I move on from there, because I plan on showing my vinyl collection, but then I have to figure out how to show it, because filming my vinyl collection is obviously much tougher than showing CDs like this, you know what I mean? I might move on with the Blu-rays after that, because I want to switch it up and show movies after. Maybe I show my updated fragrance collection, because for those who may not remember, I mean, some of you may have probably forgot already, I actually put out 2 fragrance collection videos 2 years ago, and since then I sold some stuff, got new stuff in, and I might show that, to break the monotony. I don't know, man. Some things I have to figure out, you know what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, man, still got another CD collection video coming, which is gonna be probably long as hell, probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. I don't know. We'll see. But for the time being, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you tune in to the next one. If you want to subscribe, comment, and all that shit bang, would love that. You know what I mean? And yeah, till the next time, keep it cool, guys, and have a good one, alright?